So now I have all 6 questions and I think it's done. You can see what it looks like for kids by clicking this little preview icon, the eyeball up here. And you can preview how it looks on a cell phone, a tablet, or a computer, depending what devices your kids use. But like I said, right, you can see both. So they see this worksheet. If they click the A, they get the little recording. So that's that little play here. They can zoom in. This would be what it looks like. So then if I click this to show your work, now I get all these tools. So maybe I want to do a bigger marker and I want to be red. I could label, right, how I have groups of 4. I could write 4 in each group. It's really big. They can undo if they don't like something. There's an erase feature. So again, all these cool tools are here. Once they're done, they hit the check. This is what it'll look like for them here. So this is where they do get that little calculator so they can type in, which is nice when you need to use signs like division or fractions. And then for multiple choice, they would just mark whatever the correct answer is. So I can exit out of here. And then you can title it whatever you want. So the page, if that works, or the lesson, the concept. If you don't finish, you can always start creating a formative, finish it later. You can just go back. So now you can see, right, all my arrays are here, or all my different formatives will start to build up here. You can create folders to organize them if you end up getting more to kind of keep organization. So that is creating a formative. So now let's say I want to assign it. So I'd click assign. I can choose what class I want to assign it to. So maybe I want to set it to distance learning. So now I can assign and post it to Google. So it'll go straight to Google Classroom and it'll post on Google Classroom for me so that kids know. Or you can click assign only. I usually do this so that way they know that it's live for them. And it's going to ask you to sign in to make sure that you're allowed. It's asking permission. So now you see I have this little lightning bolt. So that's how I know that it's assigned. So the other thing is kids can access it via GoFormative. So they can just go to goformative.com and it'll take them straight to that. You can get a link. So it's right. So if you need to post it somewhere else, you can also just get a direct link. So like if you're using Seesaw, I would still recommend syncing to your Clever roster. So that way you don't have to add all your kids in. But then what you could do is you get this link and you would just share this direct link with kids. So when they click it, it'll take them directly to the site. And it also says embed. I haven't ever tried this feature, so I'm not sure what it looks like, but the theory behind embed is that it would just be there like within a site. But I'm not sure what we would use that for, because again, with Seesaw, you would just push out the link, and if you're using Google Classroom, I would just push it out straight through Formative. So then this is kind of what it looks like as you wait for things to come in. What I really like is that you can actually see students' work as it's created live, which is really nice. So I'm just going to go to another one that has some work in it. So you can see like when I started to work on, right? So like this is the teacher preview. So what's going to happen is for every question, right? So I'm on question 1, question 2, question 3. I can see what kids are creating live, and you can actually give them live feedback in the moment. So while they're working on it, you could click on it and you could actually start to type in or voice record feedback that goes to them. And so if you see a kid that's working on this and they're struggling, or maybe you see them starting to go the right direction, but they made like a computational error, you could help them catch that so that they can fix that and keep going. You can also, let's see. You can also adjust your settings. So you can grade it in the moment or you can grade it after, and you can adjust the settings so that kids can edit, or they can edit and resubmit work. So depending on how you work, if you want them to take your feedback, go back and maybe continue working and then resubmit it, you can set it up that way. And then the other thing that's really cool is with the premium feature is on their show your work. you can actually annotate on it. So you can actually work. So like here, right, I have this draw feedback. So I can bring it up and now I can actually start to annotate and give feedback on their actual work or on their actual drawing or diagram or visual model, whatever they were doing. So that's what's really nice too. So you, again, that's one of the cool perks of the premium features. You can give feedback that way. So that is like the main, like how you create something, how you push it out, and how you view the responses. Any questions on GoFormative?
Yeah, there was a question that I don't fully know the answer to because I've never used clever rostering on any tool before. If you have Google Classroom, I recommend just using Google Classroom, but do you know more about the clever rostering?
I've never had this and also had Clever at the same time, so I don't know. It's the same, so when you roster, it's the same process. You just click what you want to sync it with. So my guess is that, like, so when you click this, so yeah, you get it. Like, I know the Google Classroom popped up. I said, yes, you can access my classroom. And then, so like right here, right, it's taking me through Clever. And then here it's saying, right, select a page or pages to install its first name, last initial and grade of students you teach, select the page or to install the app. It's just me, so it's just going on mine. Allow and continue, so this will go on my Clever page. I don't have any students rostered to me, so nothing's really gonna happen, or any classes. Theoretically, it should be the same thing as ISA, where then those classes will start to pop up. They have a really good help support section, and in the Get Started guide I'm going to send you guys, it does have instructions for both Google Classroom and Clever rostering. So if you're not using Google Classroom, if you're using like Seesaw and you want to use the Clever roster, that should be able to walk you through it. But yeah, since I don't have a Clever class, I wasn't able to test it out.
And can you show one more time how you give feedback?
Yeah, so you just go to whatever formative you want to check. So I'm going to go to the more ways. And then once you're here, you have 3 options: edit the formative, assign the formative, and you can assign the same formative multiple times. So once you have it, it's always there and you can push it out. So like maybe you want to use this as a way to do like a check-in, like what we did with the Google Forms. That's another way you could use this, right? You could have the same one and just copy it or push it out, or you could have the same one just push it out multiple times. And now I go to view responses and it'll show up here. So I can see just totals. Once I have grades, right now I don't have any grades in for this or any scores, then I can look question by question. And so what's going to happen is as kids create work, the only person on here has been me, so it's not very exciting, as you'll see tiles of every kid's work for show your work. If it's just like a number response, you'll just see the kids, and the kid's name will always be next to, like my name's here, will be next to whatever their answer is. So you get like an overview, and if you want to see the actual kids' work, you just click on it and it'll zoom in for you. And here's where you would score it, right? So, okay, you started your model, but you didn't finish your model, so they get 1 out of 2 points. I could draw some feedback for them, or I could type feedback and send it.
And we had another question. These are all great questions. What happens in June when our premium version runs out? Do they lose content they've created?
You won't lose anything you create, because even with the free version, you can create all these things. I believe the premium version, what we'll be losing is the ability to collaborate on stuff with team members. So it just means that you won't be able to build out, you won't have teams anymore necessarily on here. So they have a library, so you could still technically publish your assessment to the library, and then your co-teacher or teacher in your team could go to the library, find it, and make a copy of it. But you wouldn't be able to like collaborate like how we do on Google Docs or something, right, where you're both working on the same thing at the same time. So that feature would go away, and some of the feedback tools, like the drawing, annotating feedback, would go away. But all of your content, like even with the free version, you can create all of these things. So you'll still have access to all of that. Awesome. All right. I'm going to stop sharing.